post this to the YouTube channel later. Welcome, guys. Today's team Zoom call is a Wednesday. Like I was just saying before, had a few things going on Monday and Tuesday. These are typically on Mondays. So moving forward, next Monday will be the next team Zoom call. But as you know, we do these to share some updates that that have been announced throughout the week, last week, and just to go over any valuable tips I think that can help you guys out of the field. You can apply it to your day to day, and just to be aware of what's going on in the company if you haven't been paying attention, if you haven't been plugged in. So, my
Nick,
apologies.
what time are the Zooms going to be on Mondays?
Yes, Mondays moving forward, they will be at 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern. So
5 o'clock our time. Okay.
yep, 8 p.m. Eastern. So that will be next Monday. I'll send out an email over the weekend just to confirm with the schedule and the link to join. But just to keep everyone up to date, many of you know the national championship is live. So this is the last couple of days until Friday, the third. My apologies. The 28th is the last day to qualify for the top 64. Um, as we've been discussing, the way to earn points is our new personally enrolled brokers, certified brokers, applications submitted, and funded deals, right? So every certified broker gives you 50 points. Every application submitted, another 50 points. And then if you have a successfully funded deal, it will be 10%. Points will be counted 10% of that bonus revenue generated. Some of you are already in the top 64. There's still time to go for it. And like as David Rutz has mentioned, this is just an incentive to have fun. There's going to be reward for those that win the national championship. But the key to this is basically just rewarding the activity we should be doing anyways on a day-to-day basis, right? Having the conversations with these business owners, informing, educating them how we are a resource if or when they may need funding. And through those conversations and that activity, you will find some that need you now or needed you yesterday, right? But most may probably say, "Hey, I'm good now, but I don't, I don't need anything now. But maybe in the near future, I'll definitely keep you in mind." And business owners do not have that local trusted resource in their back pocket. One of the examples I'll get into in just a bit. I'll share the process and an analogy and a perspective to look at these relationships as you build them. But going back to the national championship, another way to build those points are personal enrolled brokers. So those of you that see the value and see how big of an opportunity there is to have a successful agency, right? Lead a market, and then you can open up markets in your neighboring towns, in your state, and then in your neighboring states nationwide, right? You may have a brother, a friend of yours in another state that can run with this opportunity, that knows business owners, that can help and serve business owners in their local communities. And he may even see the opportunity to build that team. So he will open that market out in Arizona. And that agency begins to build from there in Arizona, right? And you as a leader, you as that person building your agency, your organization as well, can override on the production of your team's efforts, right? Um, there's no one's losing a dime in this business. You can go to sleep at night if you bring someone on. They're not risking anything, right? The only investment is time and energy. So there's only an upside potential here through work, dedication, activity, and actually putting in the work that the boring work, some people would say, is having those conversations. I like to have fun with the process. So it's just having conversations, human to human. Business owners are other humans,
Mm.
and more of the time, you're going to find that these having conversations with these business owners is just having a conversation with a friend once you've established that relationship. So those of you that are building that agency or just going for it or want to begin building that agency, you can participate in this national championship tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday by bringing on anyone you may know that could benefit by this opportunity. Joining this company and not thinking about it of you benefiting from everyone you bring on, but thinking how you can help them. That person may actually need another source of income. That person may actually be looking for an opportunity like this, and you simply can just educate him or her about this and help them and bring this opportunity forward to them that they never knew that a company or an opportunity like this existed, right? I shared on one of our last team Zoom calls is the restaurant experience, right? If you go the 10 out of 10 restaurant experience, if you go to a restaurant from the second you walked in, from the moment they greeted you, brought you to your table, the food, the appetizers, the atmosphere, the lighting, the music, everything perfect, dessert, all the way to the moment that they brought you out to the door, you left that establishment, right? 10 out of 10 experience. How many people are you going to how many people are you going to tell about that experience at that restaurant the days coming, the weeks coming, right? You're going to be sharing because you're going to be sharing because you had a phenomenal experience. The same thing is here with the DAC. Free opportunity, no investment required. From the moment you join, you get all the welcome email with all your broker essentials, the step by step, how to get certified, how to get trained right away, and how to get going in your business. You can literally start to earn next week. Not only that, the community, the live Zoom calls Monday to Friday, the Facebook community, the YouTube channel that have all the recorded trainings and events uploaded right there. Your back office where you can track progress, the resource center with all the resources, all this complimentary. So from the moment you join and the moment you're getting after it, that is a 10 out of 10 experience that you can share with others as well, right? So enough said with that. National championship, another update and something I touched on today's DAC huddle, which I was honored to be the quarterback for the company's DAC huddle today. I touched on the subject of the February funding special. We are coming to an end for February's funding special, which is the build trades industry. Everything, every contractor, construction, landscape, hardscape, HVAC, roofing, all those businesses in the trade space qualify for our February funding specials, which will allow them, if they need funding now, to get higher approvals, lower repayment costs, and larger prepayment incentives. So there's a few days left. What I proposed and suggested, because the truth is, you may be reaching out to these business owners today, tomorrow, Friday. You may not come across someone that needs you now. You may, it's possible, but you can reach out. You have a reason to reach out to let them know about this in case they have something going on right now. But a strategic way to look at this is that industry is about to get very busy in the next couple of months. It's their season. It's the most busiest season where their phones start to ring, where projects start to stack up, and sometimes lack of access to lack of working capital, the gap of working capital begins to lower because they're fueling all these projects at the same time. Sometimes they can't maintain all these projects at once, right? So I had the analogy of position yourself for the wave, right? As surfers do, surfers go out, they study and position themselves for the perfect wave and ride that wave in and enjoy the ride, right? Same thing here. You can position yourself for this wave, which is the busy season, April, May, June for this industry by reaching out and taking initiative right now to establish those relationships with those business owners in your areas, in your communities, neighboring communities, and introducing yourself, reaching out with a reason, letting them know about the February funding special, but letting them know that you are here as a resource if or when they need to explore alternative funding options. You are their guy, you are their gal, right? And you can help them out in these following months if they ever need working capital for projects, managing cash flow, investments in machinery, equipment, you name it, right? So I just put that analogy out today in the DAC huddle because based from my personal experience, these are very busy months for these business owners. And if you begin to establish these relationships and you begin to let them know who you are and how you can help them, if or when, they will definitely have you top of mind, very likely, in the event they come across that need in these following upcoming months. So the
Can,
February funding
can you,
special is 1 second. Yeah,
oh,
one
I'm sorry,
second, Teresa.
question regarding okay, so
Yeah.
let's say, because we're gonna go out, either tomorrow, Friday, and there's like a little strip where there's a lot of these type of businesses. So if they go, oh yeah, this looks great, but they don't do it within the end of the month, will they still be able to get that special? Like, let's say in a couple of weeks, let's say they're not gonna do it for, like, oh, maybe next month. Um, how does that work?
Yeah, so great question, Teresa. If you want to write it down, we'll address it at the end. So for the
Oh,
questions,
I'm
and we'll.
sorry. Okay,
No, you're
perfect. Okay,
fine. You're fine.
okay,
You're
okay,
good. You're good. All good.
okay.
Great question. I just don't want to lose my train of thought right now with what I was
I'm
about to say.
sorry.
You are
Okay,
completely fine. But
okay.
with the trade space, there's a great question. They have until this is just a funding special where they're eligible to receive these higher approval amounts. If they apply by the end of the week, they are still eligible to fit into that special. So they can apply on, for example, Friday, and they're still eligible to see what offers they can get if they fit into this special. So that's completely fine. And anyways, our Bank Breezy team is going to try to get them the best offer anyway, the highest approval amount anyway, if they were to apply on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, or the following week, next week. So great question there. But again, just wanted to say, take advantage of this, position yourself, because many of these business owners are going to be needing access to working capital at some point during this busy season. And it's a great way to plant those seeds, establish those relationships, and get right after it. Now, what I just wanted to touch on tonight is simply the perspective and the process of the mentality and how to look at these relationships you are establishing, right, in your local markets, your neighboring markets. This is something I understand very well because this is what I apply to my day-to-day activity, my conversations, what I've done in the past, and this is how I've been able to establish many relationships and also help and serve many business owners in need of funding. I would say if a mechanic, and I use this example today on the huddle, but if a mechanic came up to me or gave me a call and said, "Excuse me, just I'm reaching out. Listen, you may want to get your car fixed right now or checked on. My location is this and this. This is what I do. I may not even have a need to fix my car or check my car. Nothing's wrong with my vehicle right now, right? If I have someone trying to press me to go to their shop or convince me to go to their shop and try to say I have something wrong with my car, I'm very likely not going to go to that mechanic, or my resistance with that introduction or that presentation of that person, that mechanic, I'm going to put my guard up. However, if a mechanic approached me and said, "Excuse me, sir, my name is Nick Duhame. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm actually a mechanic here in the area. I actually help. These are the type of services I do. I fix these type of transmissions. I do these on these type of cars. I can do oil changes, full service. Those are the types of services." And he goes into the quick, brief explanation of the services he can provide me. And he says, "I just want you to know that I'm here as a local mechanic. In case any of you ever have a noise in your car or you think something's wrong with your vehicle, please just know that I'd be more than happy to see what's wrong and help you out with that." Someone approached me that way, introducing themselves, educating me on how they can be of service to me if or when something happens with my vehicle, and then I'm kindly enough to give them my information. If they periodically reached out, uh, simple, simple presence, right? Touches, email, text, phone call, and just being present without pushing. Guess what? I see a genuine interest of that mechanic actually wanting to help me when or if there's something wrong with my vehicle. And if I start to hear something, or it's the mileage is at the point where I need to get a full service, guess who I'm going to be calling? I'm going to be calling that mechanic that has established a relationship with me throughout time and actually had an interest of being of service if or when I actually needed him, right? So it's all about building that relationship and letting them know that you are there as a local trusted resource, showing that you want to help them if or when, and providing that information and education on how you can help them if possibly planning some strategic ideas in their head. Hey, maybe if you ever think of what you can use a whole month worth of revenue, if you ever have that idea and you want to chat a little bit about how you can put that money to work towards your business, possibly to increase your profits, know that I can also jump on the phone with you and talk this out, see if it would make sense for your business. So these are conversations you can have, but in that approach, just know when you're establishing those relationships, you want to go and educate them, inform them in the initial relationship, right? I'm talking about brand new relationships, people maybe you haven't spoken to in your area, and these business owners, letting them know who you are and how you can help. So that's all I wanted to touch on tonight, guys. I hope just to have that perspective of establishing those relationships throughout time. And like I say, you in the activity day to day, through those conversations, it's possible you will find someone that needs you now, especially when you're working with your local market, right? And your neighboring towns. If you're in a small town that doesn't have a lot of businesses, I'm sure there's a larger town close by or in a radius where you can introduce yourself as well with more businesses, right? But the truth is, the business brokers here in our company are succeeding with their local market because people want to deal local. And these business owners are receiving calls from all over the place. As we say, these boiler rooms, these people that are trying to convince them and are doing unethical ways of business. And that's our competitive advantage, that local presence. And I can also speak from my experience when I'm reaching out and speaking with business owners from my area, the reception is completely different, right? And it's all about networking, also seeing how you can be of service to that business without our solutions, right? Can you refer them someone? Can you refer them business? Can you show them you actually want to help them aside from our funding solutions? That's going to even build a stronger relationship with that business owner, and for sure they're going to have you saved in their phone contacts and be giving you a call when they actually need you. So that's what I wanted to touch on tonight, guys. If you guys want to speak in regard to any topic at all, in regards to speaking with business owners, parts of the process, or anything at all, you want to share a testimonial or something you've been experiencing in the field, feel free to unmute yourself or raise the virtual hand raise and share away.
Hey, Nick, it's me, Armando.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
Armando. Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Yes. All right. Nice to see you guys. I have a question. I know it's primarily the David Allen Capital focus on the money side of the business. Can you talk just a little bit about what else is? I know there's health plans and maybe another category, but I'm new, so I just want to know a little more about that, and maybe later I can just dig in a little more.
Yeah, so our bread and butter, what DAC is thriving right now for is our funding service, right? That's our bread and butter. That's what we represent. That's what we do best. Those are the relationships that we have strong with the lenders that we represent. That's where DAC is striving to be the number one source for alternative funding for business owners in America. So that's our bread and butter, the focus, business funding. Now, yes, there's payment processing. We have that. That's a complementary service to our funding solutions. And healthcare was a service that was being promoted to individuals and to brokers themselves. But we kind of sunset that service away. It is still available, but that is not the focus at all right now in the company. And it's just basically there for any brokers that want to see if they can save some money with their current provider or
Mm,
healthcare provider, see if they can save money
got
there.
it. Perfect. Mhm.
All right, great question, Armando. But just know, business funding is our bread and butter. Uh, that's what our Bank Breezy platform is all about. In these 10 years, last year was the 10th year anniversary of David Allen Capital, right? And
Right.
throughout these years, you can imagine the DAC there's over 100 lenders out there, and
Right.
there's many that you do not want to do business with. And DAC thankfully has been able to sort all those providers away and filter them away. And today, that is what our Bank Breezy platform is. Platform that represents only the top providers in the industry to provide the best solutions and options to our clients. So that's, Bank Breezy has specific relationships with specific lenders because of the types of clients that we're bringing forward. We have one of the most lowest default rates in the industry because of the types of
Mhm.
clients that we're bringing forward. These are relationships or local relationships or brokers that know business owners. They're bringing these clients forward, and these are business owners that have healthy businesses and are being introduced correctly with the correct expectations to what this is and how it can help their business. So throughout the payback, these business owners are paying back in full at
Mhm.
what they receive. So our default rate in the industry is very low compared to the entire industry, and that's why we have specific relationships and deals with these lenders, and that's why we can provide the best solution and best offers to our clients.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Great question, Teresa.
Oh, I am on mute.
You
Okay.
are.
Okay, I had a brief discussion with a business owner and interested. I said I'd follow up with him on Friday. His question and was about the interest rate. He says, well, is the interest rate a little bit higher than banks or what? Because, I feel like I don't want to get too deep in the weeds with what the lending process is and how they do, because my thing is going to be like, let's just introduce and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised, hopefully, that it's everything that you're looking for. But to be able to answer that in a way where I'm not getting too lost, like, is there much difference between the interest rates that they pay back on, or how does that work? And I'm sorry, I know they touched on it in the in the training and stuff, but I just couldn't recall it today.
Yeah, great question, Teresa. And in those situations, if you ever want to jump, give me a call and three-way me in, or I'm more than happy to talk with the business owner. But
Okay, great. Mhm.
yeah. But no, to answer your question, the total cost of capital. I would say interest rates. The banks use interest rates. This is total cost of capital, right? You get 100,000, you're paying back 118, 145, 148,000. You know, business owners understand total cost, right? You don't want to
Yeah,
get confused.
right,
Banks,
right.
3, 4, 5 year paybacks, they actually end up paying, you know, they can receive 100, just not 100,000, but use 100,000. In 5 years, they're paying back 135,000, 130,000.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
payment is much lower because of the terms, right? But they do end up paying back. They don't understand what they're paying back in total sometimes because it's confusing. So that's why as we train, we always talk about total cost of capital, right? So, but what I would
Total
ask,
cost.
what I respond in that situation, Teresa, I would say, hey, yeah, that's a great question. Banks are the best option if you're able to be approved, if you're able to receive an approval from them. But let me ask you this: to give you a better question, a better answer, I'd have to know a little bit about what you're positing per month just to understand what we'd be able to provide. What would you say your average monthly revenue has been the last 3 months? And I'd switch over the question just to really have an understanding of what they're doing. I'm going to give them an honest answer. I'm going to give them a
Right.
low range and high range. I'm going to give them in the middle.
Good.
But I
Yeah.
need to know what they're averaging per month. So you can turn this is a great opportunity because they may have something in mind if they're asking already what the cost of the capital is. So this is a great opportunity to get an in-depth conversation to actually what they're doing in revenue and if they even have a use for funds right now or in the near future with the amount that can be approved for, right? If that makes sense.
Oh, right.
So
Like you're doing like a fact finding.
you're being an advisor. You're being an
Yeah,
advisor. You want to see
finding out. Yeah,
do
you're
you
finding out a
do
little
you
more information if this
do you
is
want it? You
okay.
want to uncover to see if they have something right, a need right now or in the near future. But you want to get to know them a little more. So I would say, yeah, great question. To give you a better answer, I'd have to know what have you been averaging per month in the last 3 months?
All
And let's
right.
just say $50,000. Okay, has that been consistent? Yes, it has. Now, based on simple qualifications, you can simply, they may be eligible anywhere up to $50,000, right? So they have very good credit. They've been in business more than 2 years. They could possibly receive even more, right? Sometimes double. But simple number I always keep in mind. That average month of revenue is a safe number to provide them with that information. So I'd say, yeah, 50 that has been consistent. Yes. All right. So $50,000. Let me just ask you this: if we were even able to provide you $50,000, I mean, deposited in your business checking account in the next,
Mhm.
3 days, would you even have a good use for that, or do you have any ideas how you can put that money to work to benefit the business? And let them think. You're providing them that answer. Now they know they $50,000. I make
Mhm.
$50,000.
Sure.
They're in their mind. They're thinking, okay, they're seeing that number in their business checking account. Now their ideas are starting to spark. You're giving ideas to start thinking about how they can put that money to work, or maybe they already have something. So you're uncovering to see if what they have a use or the fund for. Now, if they may say $50,000, $50,000, what if you want to provide an answer? You simply can say, for example, it's like getting $50,000. For example, you're getting or I always use this example. 1 second. You can say you get $50,000. You're paying back anywhere, on a low end, 59,000 to 73, 74,000 on a high end. Could be in the middle.
Mhm.
Would you even
Mhm.
have a good use if we're able to get you $50,000 in the next couple of days deposited in your business checking account?
Mhm.
So, as you know, Teresa, the payback is anywhere from 1.15, 1.182 times anywhere up to 1.49, 1.50, right? So
Mhm.
if you
Mhm.
just to keep that in mind, simple math, if you do the $100,000 approval example, 115, 118,000 on a low end, 149, 150,000 on a high end, right? Or anywhere in the middle. But just to not to overcomplicate it and get into the cost, you can always just use the $100,000 example, straightforward. But always try to ask that question. Bring it
Mhm.
back to yes, great question. To give you a better answer, I'd have to know a little bit about the business. What have you been averaging per month in sales and deposits the last three
Mm, yeah, okay, yeah.
months? Okay.
You get a great that way you could get that, better see if they're a fit and, you know, uh, yeah, that
The
sounds
the
good. That sounds
point
real
of
good.
the
Yeah.
matter of the whole point here, Teresa. Everything. The only thing that matters here is the use of the funds. What are they going to
Mm-hmm.
use the money for? That's everything. If
Mm-hmm.
they're going to save it for a rainy day, they want to just in case. Well, honestly and transparently, we guide them away from this option if they're going to do that because it's expensive money. It is expensive money if you don't have a good use for it. It's priceless if you can double, triple your revenue with it, right? Or
Right.
increase your
Yes.
profits 10%,
Mm-hmm.
20%, 50%, whatever you can do to benefit. If the benefit of the use of the funds is greater than the cost, then as we say, they proceed, right? It's a good option. And again, the other matter of the fact is, can they get the money anywhere else? Can they go to the bank? are they bank eligible? If so, well, hey, go. I always tell any clients I come across, go to your bank. I mean, you can get bank funding. Oh, you're you're golden. I literally say you are very fortunate, and not many business owners have that
Right, right.
opportunity. But sometimes, if you can't wait for the bank approval process, or there's a time sensitive need, we got you covered. Or if they're bank eligible, you can say you're very fortunate, very lucky. However, you may know other business owners that aren't as fortunate as you. If you ever come across someone, one of your buddies that has a business, and maybe they need funding, can't get it from their bank, I'd be more than happy to help them explore their options with us. Would it be okay if I sent you my information for you to share with anyone you may come across?
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay. Thank you, Nick.
You're
Hey,
welcome.
Nick. Well, sorry, I couldn't find the hand on here. So anyway, I just want to say
Hey,
something
Tom.
about banks. Hey there. Being a banker myself, that's kind of my background. Business banking, they fit into a box that's about that big. So, I mean, they got to meet, certain criteria, certain guidelines, or they're just not going to get it. And like you said, there's not very many businesses that will qualify for a bank loan. It's almost, I probably saw 2 or 3 in the 5 years that I was in banking that actually went
Wow.
through. Yeah, it wasn't very many. And then, the SBA, I don't know. Do we do SBA at all?
No, not at the moment.
No?
It's
Okay.
been it's been in it's been brought up in past
Yeah,
conversations with David. They plan on it at some point in the near future or in the future, but currently no.
cool. Okay. Just curious. Right
But
on.
thanks for the test. I mean that story right there, and some and another fact is the strategic partnerships that many brokers are establishing with their bank managers. Right this is a huge opportunity. David's doing it. Founder and other brokers successfully are receiving referrals from their bank managers, whether it's a smaller credit union or a smaller bank. But as every relationship, it takes time, right? If you walk into a bank and introduce yourself, they're going to be very nice to you and very appreciative of the information you provide at first presentation, first introduction. But inside, they're saying, "Who is this? I don't know who they are." And I trust them with my clients, right? These are their clients, and they want someone that is ethical and an integrity based company that can take care of their clients. So that relationship is going to take time, but it all starts with one conversation, right? And it may take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 visits to that bank manager, showing them that you have a genuine interest, that you're a local resource, that you're there to help their clients. And on the 8th conversation, on the 7th conversation, 5th conversation, or the 10th conversation, that may be where they open up and say, "Hey, I've got a few businesses in mind. This is their situation. Can you help them?" And that's how it's happened with several other brokers and David with their bank managers. And the good thing is we have the flyers online. We have that flyer on the resource center to print out, put your information in, and to take that to those bank managers to introduce yourself as well. So thank you, Tom, for that comment. I mean, there you go. You heard him. It's very very tough for business owners to receive help from their bank, and they're based on the bank manager conversations that brokers are having with their bank managers and David as well. The conversations and the answers coming from them, these bank managers, they're saying they're turning down business owners every single day with bank loan applications. So it's very tough for those business owners. I mean, the perfect credit, the time in business, the profitability that business owner needs to show, and other collateral required, right? And all these other requirements. It's tough for business owners. There's some out there that are bank eligible, and they're very fortunate. But even the bank eligible businesses sometimes have a time sensitive need, right? And definitely can use this source and this option. So, guys, if there's any more comments or questions, feel free to unmute yourself. If not, we will bring this to an end. All right. All right, guys.
Nice call,
Yes.
Nick. I just want to say, goodbye. And just to close it, I had a pretty good experience with going to a bank. I went to a local Bank of America where I live, and I just wanted to put in practice, to introduce myself, David Allen, and the guy was very receptive. He said, "You know what? It's very true. We love to help everyone, but maybe 1 or 2 out of 10 people who come to apply, they might get approved because of the requirements." And I just told him, "Hey, we're here to help the community. For those who could not be helped with you, eventually we have another source of funding for them. So here's some flyers, and if I find somebody who has pretty good FICO score, good years in the business, I'll send it to you, because definitely you will offer a better deal than we do. But at the same time, if you have people who don't qualify with you, by all means, feel free to, give my business card or flyers." So very receptive, very happy, the guy. That was really, very good experience. So I encourage everyone to do that, to go to every local bank, credit union. They're happy. They're happy to have somebody that, build up the trust, and that eventually, like Nick said, I can trust the people that I can help, that at least, give it a second shot with you. So just wanted to share that with you guys. So great call.
Right. Love it. Hey, Armando, there you go. There you go. Great story. You're getting right after it, and you're living it yourself. So I appreciate the testimonial and the story, my friend. Great
Okay,
job.
very good.
All
Thank you.
right, guys.
Thank you, Nick.
You bet. You bet. Well, guys, we're gonna bring this to an end for sake of time. I know it's down here where I am. It is 10:08 p.m.
Oh
But
my
if you
goodness. Okay,
Oh my
Nick,
goodness.
will you have a couple
Wow.
minutes to say hello?
what was that?
Will you have a couple minutes to say hello to my group?
Oh yeah, we'll do that right now after.
Okay, right, perfect.
All right. All right. Great job, Armando.
Thanks, sir.
And guys, again, just
Thanks,
remember
Nick.
tomorrow,
Thank
you
you,
bet,
Nick.
guys. Tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Again, the DAC huddle. If you can't make it live, no worries. It will be uploaded to the YouTube channel. But the benefit of being on live is that you can hear brokers before and after share their stories and anything that they're experiencing out in the field. But the core message and the quarterback message is recorded and then uploaded. So if you can be on live, that's 11:30 a.m. Eastern. If not, no worries, it will be uploaded. But then Friday is the DAC huddle, same time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. But following the DAC huddle, that's where David Rutz goes into the broker update call. So he announces anything going on in the company, any announcement, any updates, and he will for sure be talking about the national championship and what is to come for the beginning of the month, which is next week. Can we believe it? March already coming up. Wow. That's how time is flying, guys. So let's get after it. Let's finish. Let's continue to have a phenomenal week. And if you guys need anything, you have my number, and just reach out. I'm here to support you. Hope you succeed here in the business.
All right, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. God bless, guys.